Make sure you can all stay on the pavement, all right? There's plenty of room over here. Let's make a semicircle, if that's all right. Right. I don't want anyone standing in the middle of the road, okay? There's enough blood on these streets. We don't need any more. Okay? Is that all of us together? Yes? Yes. Fantastic. Can everybody hear me right at the back? At the front? No. Right, guys, so once again I'm going to show you another comparison image of what this area used to look like back in 1888 to how it does today. What used to stand just over here was number 29 Hanbury Street. And that used to house a great deal of different businesses back in the day. They used to sell packing cases, they used to sell cat food, but in the backyard of number 29 was where many of the ladies of the night used to go and take their customers for what they would refer to as a 4-penny knee trembler. If you want to find out what that is, just ask me at the end of the tour. I'm not showing you. The thing is, at near 5:30 in the morning on the 8th of September 1888, it was no different with one of these 4-penny knee tremblers, because at 5:30 in the morning a lady was seen outside the front entrance of number 29 in the company of a gentleman, and her name was Annie Chapman. And that entrance was pretty much where you're standing, my lady.
Right.
Now, she was seen in the company of a man who I want you guys to remember. A man wearing a dark peaked cap and a dusty old coat. So someone who looks absolutely nothing like me. This man apparently said to Annie, "Will ya?" And she says to him, "Yes."
Yes.
For him through the front door, which used to stand right where you are, my lady, and into the backyard of number 29. Now, because the backyard of number 29 was such a notorious hoard for the prostitutes of the area, a lot of the locals didn't think too much of it if they heard any rather strange noises emanating from the backyard. In fact, 15 minutes after she was last seen alive, a man by the name of Albert Kadosh was going to his backyard at number 27, so next door, on his way to the toilet. As he walked past the fence, he heard a large against it. But did he bother to look over the fence, which, believe me, was no taller than me? No! All he did was go to the end of his yard, go to the toilet, and then go off to work. But 15 minutes after that, 6 o'clock in the morning, a man by the name of John Davis is stepping into the backyard of number 29 to use his own toilet. As he stepped into the backyard of number 29, he's come across a very horrible sight. That of the horrifically mutilated remains of Annie Chapman. Now, the killer had strangled Annie first to stifle her screams and then cut her throat from ear to ear and back again, severing both carotid arteries and severing her windpipe. But then he had pulled up her skirts and cut her open from her groin to her sternum, taken out her intestines and splayed them over her right shoulder, with the objective to take away a few of this innocent 47-year-old woman's vital organs away. And he's taken away two from Annie Chapman. He's taken away part of her bladder and the whole of her uterus, carved out with such precision that the doctors at the time believed whoever had done that to Annie Chapman had some kind of medical expertise. But that did not necessarily mean a doctor back in 1888, because most people work with a knife around this area could have done that to Annie Chapman, any kind of butcher, veterinarian or barber surgeon like Sweeney Todd. The thing is, most people who held those professions around this area were usually Eastern European Jewish. And there were some 20,000 living in the area at the time. A lot of the local English had a lot of apprehensions against the Jewish. They believed that no Englishman could have done that to these English women. So they started victimising the Jewish. They started beating them up in the streets and smashing in their windows and calling them leather aprons. So it led to Inspector Aberline doubling up patrols around the area, not only to hunt the killer down, but also to stop an anti-Jewish riot exploding on the streets. So we had so many police on the beat throughout most of September in 1888. It's why throughout most of September the killer didn't strike. But it's not to say that we didn't hear from him. So let's go.